fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress. I'm going to be working on this project. You are welcome to go grab whatever you are working on, diamond painting or otherwise, and work along while I chat, or alternatively, you can just listen as if this was a podcast. Either way, I'm happy to have you here. Okay, I am still working on my hot air balloon, so I'm going to just dive in. I do have some announcements for later, and I will be sharing some additional information on those, on what I have coming up, so stay tuned and don't miss that. Okay, I forgot to go grab a tray because of course I did, so don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. I forgot a tray and my timer, so I think I'm all set up now and ready to go. So let me zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm working on. Let me make some adjustments here so you can see. Okay, let me start my timer. And then I will be ready to go. Okay. So let's see, what color do I want to do? Let's do in. So how has everybody been? I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everything is smooth sailing where you are. Not gonna lie, it's been kind of a rough week for me, but Monday's a new day, right? Chance to start all over and make it better. This week is going to be kind of a crazy week for me, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that goes actually, because this week is our parent-teacher conferences at the preschool, and parent-teacher conferences are just not my favorite thing. It's not that I mind talking to the parents, but it always has to be of an evening, which I understand, but you know, I'd rather be at home with my family. So, however, this I think will probably be my last year for parent-teacher conferences. So, like I said, I may be around to work at the preschool next year, but if I am, it will be as a substitute. So I will not have a regular classroom, so I will not be in charge of doing any of that stuff, which sounds amazing, quite honestly. So I've been teaching at various places for, good gravy, almost 20 years now. God, that seems insane. Hasn't really been that long. I started in 2004, so yes, it has. Wow. Wow, I'm old, you guys. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it certainly has. So I guess when I look at it that way, yeah, I'm ready to not do that anymore. I'm just ready to kind of do my own thing, you know? So that's where I'm at for this week. Let's see. I have been working on my Dreamer Designs canvas. It's my first Dreamer Designs, and I gotta admit, it's been a little weird. The drills seem really nice. The canvas has got some strange things about it. For instance, around the edges, it doesn't have a border like most diamond paintings. I mean, it does have a border, but the image goes beyond where the glue is and where the drill filled is. So there's like a little 1/4-inch strip all the way around that is the image, but there's no drilling on it, which I actually think is interesting because, you know, if you're going to frame it, you generally need like a 1/4 inch around the edges of the painting, because that's what's going to get hidden. If you want all of your drills to display, that's what will get hidden. You know, that 1/4 inch will get hidden under the frame. And I typically, when I frame things, leave that 1/4 inch that is usually just a white canvas, because that's what you get. But this one is actually the image, which I thought was interesting. And I don't know if it's the drills or if it's my pen. The drills feel different. And I don't mean different bad, just different. And so I was also trying out a brand new pen though, and I have discovered that I much prefer thicker pens like this. Like I have pens like this where it's kind of skinny down here at the bottom, or ones where it's all just kind of like a regular pen, so there's not much difference in the body. And the slimmer ones just are not my favorite. I feel like I do better and I have better control when I use a thicker pen. So I haven't tried switching them out yet, but I certainly know that I am not going to get done with my Dreamer designs before it's time to start the Chuck Along in March. And speaking of the Chuck Along, you guys, I haven't seen anything about it. Now, there's a Instagrammer, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I've seen them do like a spreadsheet of events, and I know that it was on their spreadsheet of events for this year, but I haven't seen anything from the people that I thought would be sponsoring it. So I don't know if they're waiting until closer to March to announce it. I don't know if they're not doing it this year. I don't know. So, if you're looking for details, just kind of keep an eye out. I'm assuming there'll be a hashtag on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But as far as event details, I don't really have any. All I know is that there's usually a Chuck Along in March, and that I wanted to do a Chuck Pinson. And so I'm going to be doing Vibrant Italy. I mean, quite honestly, I'm going to do it whether they do an official Chuck Along or not. So, yeah, I don't know why there hasn't been any announcement of things yet. Like I said, I don't know if maybe they're busy with other events currently. I don't know. But I do know I haven't seen anything from them yet. So why that is, I couldn't tell you. But anyway, so just keep an eye out on social media. I'm sure if they're going to do the event, that there will be some sort of announcement. But like I said, when that will be, I have no idea. I'm assuming before March 1st, but but like I said, I'm going to be doing it regardless. It's an excuse to do my Chuck Pinson, and I've always wanted to do that canvas, and it's a big one, and to get it out of my stash would be awesome. So that's what I'm going to do. So what else have I been working on? I have been working on prepping for various things. I am working on my new spare drill storage, which I'm so excited. I'm actually over halfway finished with it. I had to find new boxes. I had to kind of redesign how I wanted to store them. And that has ended up turning into, I have been printing a ton of stickers for labels. I have been printing a ton of stickers for labels for both the divider cards as well as the bags themselves. My original intention had been just to take the DMC numbers off of the bags, where I have like a round sticker with the DMC number, or a square sticker with the DMC number, based on whether or not it's a round or a square. And I was just going to initially reuse those. But then I decided that I was going to do rounds and squares in 2 different colors because that would be another kind of visual cue to me when I'm doing kit ups and kit downs to, grab the right one. And also I'm going to be keeping them separate, so hopefully that will cut down on mistakes. I bought bigger bags, and while I bought and use removable sticker paper, so all my stickers are removable, I could have transferred them, but they just wouldn't have stuck as nicely the second time, I don't think, or as securely. So I just decided to recut everything. So that means for all of the 400 and around 50, 400, what is it, 447, so like 450 stickers, DMC numbers. So basically I cut all those, 6 times? So the whole lot of DMC sticker numbers for the round divider cards, do that all again for the square divider cards. And then I had to print round stickers with the DMC number for the bags, plus round AB stickers for the bags, because I'm going to keep round regular and AB drills together and square AB and regular drills together. So I needed labels for all of those. So I had to cut all of those. And then I actually had to cut out all of the DMC divider cards because I wanted them to be fancy. And so I designed them to have an actual kind of tab on them, an indented tab, so that you can kind of see more easily the labels. And so that meant I had to cut them out on the cutting machine, and that, went faster than cutting them by hand, obviously, but still took quite some time. And then I had to go through the whole process of attaching all of said printed labels to all of the various bags and divider cards, etc. I had to figure out how I wanted to do the boxes because I found boxes the size that I wanted, but they were ugly. And so then I had to figure out how I could pretty them up so that they would be what I wanted. And then I had to figure out how to divide the rows because I wanted something sturdier and fancier than my just kind of cheap foam board. So, yeah, I think I have finished with getting all of the pieces done. Now I just need to basically do the assembly. I need to go through and attach all of the labels to all of the pieces and bags. I need to go through and transfer all of the drills out of my old storage into the new storage. I'm going to hopefully only have 2 boxes, one for square drills and ABs and one for round drills and ABs. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to have another box for my special drills. Right now, I just kind of let them float around in baggies, the ones that are special shaped, and then my rhinestones are stored in Tic Tac containers by color. So I'm definitely going to leave my crystal rhinestones where they are. But my special drills, I may do something with in one of my leftover shoe boxes that I'm not going to be using anymore for my spare drill storage. So I will at some point hopefully have a video to show you guys where I kind of show you from start to finish what it all looks like, what it looked like when I started, and all the steps that I went through to kind of get where I'm at now. I have started moving the drills over from my old storage to my new storage. I am nowhere near done yet, but I am hoping to make some progress on that before the end of this month. I would like to get that done just so that I can get a bunch of my boxes and everything where I'm currently storing drills out of my way so that I can get busy just diamond painting. Not that I couldn't be diamond painting all along, but this project has just kind of stolen my focus because I just want so badly to get it done and get it finished. And so I've not been diamond painting this month like I should. I'm probably going to fall far short of my hour goal this month. But I'm telling myself that's okay. I'm working on a different project. I'm working on this storage system, which will be hopefully, a result in things going better and faster and quicker down the road, because I will have everything set up kind of the way I want it instead of just kind of making do. So hopefully, like I said, that will all be good, and I will be sharing that with you guys so you can see. I'm actually pretty stoked about how it's turning out. I wasn't quite sure when I started, if it was going to be worth all the effort. And it actually has turned into quite a bit more work than I had anticipated. But even at that, I will say that I am super happy with how it has turned out. So yeah, excited for that. So let's see. I do have some things coming up. I am going to be sharing with you guys at some point the various things that I've been working on lately. I've told you before, I will be revisiting the resin versus acrylic issue, and I've got a little bit more research to do still, but definitely will be revisiting that. So if you'd like to, add anything to the conversation, please contact me and let me know. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Gmail. My email address is always in my description box of my videos, and Instagram or Facebook, any and all of those, if you have anything you'd like to add. I also have been in the process of researching kind of, what is the cost of diamond painting? How much does this, well, I was going to say how much does this hobby cost, but that's kind of misleading. Not the cost of the hobby as a whole, but the cost of, like, how much do diamond painting kits cost? And so I came up with a way. I basically am just taking the area and figuring out the area, the drill filled area, and dividing that into the cost to see how much diamond paintings cost per square centimeter, and to see if there is a huge difference between, a quote unquote budget kit versus some of the other ones. So I will be sharing that information with you as well. And that is just going to be strictly, a cost analysis. It does not take into consideration lots of other factors, and I'll talk about that. So yeah, lots of irons in the fire at the moment. And yeah, I feel like I have a lot of projects that I've kind of had going on for a while, and I need to kind of finish up with them so that I can move on to other projects, because I have other projects that I would like to work on. So I want to order a custom diamond painting. I really want to start digging into my heaven and earth designs and start working on those, because I think those are going to be some long-term projects. And I want to get started on those. I mean, I know at the very least, once I unbox them, I'm going to have to buy drills. And so I need to open them. I bought 3 canvases and 2 charts. So I want to open the canvases and see where I'm at. The charts I'm not overly concerned about. I've already downloaded them, so I have them. And then it's a matter of also, how am I going to approach it once I start working on them? I've seen several people lately who are working on Heaven and Earth designs who are using just the printed PDFs and kind of basically working from the, printed chart as is. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, it might be a nice challenge, but I just don't know if I'm ready to challenge myself that much. It might be too much of a challenge for me. We'll see. And then I've also seen people who are using the Pattern Keeper app, which I have, but Pattern Keeper is only available on Android devices. Now, my husband happens to have an Android device, an Android tablet, and I have Pattern Keeper on that, so I have access to it. But I've not used it a lot, so I don't know. I also have another program called Markup or something like that that's supposed to be or is iOS friendly so that I could use it on my iPad. But I haven't explored it enough to figure out if I can load in the PDFs as easily from Heaven and Earth Designs as easily on that app as I can on others or on the Pattern Keeper. So, and I may decide to kind of try all three. Do one where I'm doing Pattern Keeper, do one where I'm doing paper, and then do one where I'm using the markup. But given that those projects are probably going to be huge, I don't know. I don't know how quickly I will get to any of them, but I at least want to get them unboxed so I can look at them and see. Because it would be nice to kind of look at them and just kind of, I love all three images, of course, that I picked out. And I also, once I figure out kind of how I'm tracking it, whether that's on paper or with markup or with Pattern Keeper, I also need to buy the drills. And I spent some time a while ago, back when I first purchased the canvases, kind of researching and getting some quotes for drills. So I am going to be purchasing the drills for one of the kids. I don't know from who. There have been some new people kind of hitting the scene as far as buying drills for Heaven and Earth designs. So I need to look at that because it's been a while since I got my initial quotes. Prices may have changed, etc. And then, of course, my intention is to do one of them from my spare drills. So that's one of the reasons that I went ahead and bought my latest 60 bottle case. If you haven't seen the unboxing of that, I will stick it up there so you can check it out. It's just a generic 60 bottle case, but I wanted a place to kind of start kitting up colors for the Heaven and Earth designs that I was using spare drills for, just so I could kind of keep an eye on, okay, I probably have enough drills for this color, or oh my goodness, I'm never going to have enough drills for this color. I guess that's something I should take into consideration too. A couple of the canvases that I bought are probably pretty colorful and they have a good mix of colors, but one of them that I bought probably is, it's not completely monochromatic, but there's certainly going to be a huge number of a couple of colors just due to the design of the image. So that's something I probably need to take into consideration when I'm looking at how much drills are going to cost. Because sometimes it's not just the cost of the drills, right? It's all of the other things associated with it. So, and I still also want to order a custom diamond painting, but I haven't gotten that finished yet either. So, I had intended to do my custom diamond painting with Evermoment. However, I'm now kind of thinking maybe I will use a different company. So other than Evermoment, is there a diamond painting company that you guys like for doing custom diamond paintings? I mean, I'm kind of also thinking maybe I want it to be something more local than China. I mean, I know eventually all paintings are coming from there, but if I could order a custom from like a US company just so that they were a little closer just for troubleshooting purposes and things like that. And, I may want to do more than one. So to find a good company, that has a good reputation and that I could also have a good kind of rapport with would be nice. So yeah, if you guys have any recommendations, I would appreciate it as someone who's never purchased a custom diamond painting before. So, whoops, I'm spilling drills here. I'm liking these little containers from the Cottage Mills dot box that I'm using in here. Ooh, that's a big piece of trash. Look at that. Interesting. I'm liking them, but I'm having issues with them, the same issues that I had with the Harbor Freight, and that stuff gets kind of stuck in the lids where the hinge is. So they're okay, but I don't think they're going to go on my favorites list. Still going to stick with my Elizabeth Ward and my little 28 individual containers and my bottle cases. I just prefer to have everything kind of in one place. And I've seen so many people who've been kitting up just directly into trays that I have considered doing that. But I am just so darn clumsy. I'm just terrified that I would just knock into it and dump the whole thing. Even though, I know you can buy trays that have lids. That's a pretty big investment to buy all of those lids and everything. For me anyway, especially since I'm really trying to watch my budget this year. And so, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Let's see, I've got 2 A's right there. Let me do those and get those out of the way. So, and YouTube is being a pain again. This weekend I was uploading videos and it took me almost 3 hours to upload a 7-8 minute video, you guys. It's crazy. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to when or how it suddenly starts taking a long time. One day I'll be able to upload a 45-minute video in 30 minutes. And then I will go to upload something like I did this weekend, where literally it was a 7-8 minute video and it took forever. Let's see, what color do I want to do next? I think I'll pick number 5. That seems like a good one to do. I'll get some of that filled in. So, you guys, it has been kind of a crazy week. And then this weekend, I don't get on social media a lot. I've told you guys that before. I'm on there to kind of do what I need to do for, the channel. I try to keep my Facebook page and group updated with what I'm doing here. I try to keep my Instagram updated. I do sometimes post kind of more work in progress type pictures on Instagram than I do anywhere else. Just because Instagram is made to be visual, and so it's a lot easier to kind of do that thing there. I'm trying to get better about my Facebook postings and things. So links to both of those are always in the description box if you want to check those out. Would love to have you join either the group and or follow the page. Anyway, this weekend I was reminded of why I don't spend very much time on social media. And there were two different instances of just drama, you guys. I don't need drama. I'm old and I just don't have time for it. And, I get that people, I don't know. I don't know if it's because they get offended, if they get their feelings hurt, if they truly, somebody's truly done something offensive. I, I, I never get the whole story because I just don't spend a bunch of time on social media. So, and quite frankly, if it sounds anything like drama, I avoid it because, again, I don't need it. But I just think people should be careful about. I'm always wary when it suddenly turns into kind of like this mob mentality about things. It's like one of those, if you weren't there from the very beginning or you weren't involved in it, do you really have the whole story? Can you really get the whole story if you weren't, one of the ones involved in it or whatever? And so I'm always really leery when I see people saying, oh, come on, let's do this, let's do that. I mean, in some instances, yes, it's warranted. But when it happens on social media, I think it's so easy for people to kind of get carried away and it just turns ugly. And I just feel like the world is ugly enough. I try not to add to that, Just be kind. You never know where somebody else is coming from or what they've been through, and it doesn't cost you anything to be kind, right? So that's my little social media rant, you guys. It degenerates so quickly sometimes, and that's kind of frightening. So I think it's so easy when you're on social media to forget that there are actually people behind the keyboards, Admittedly, sometimes not very nice people, but still people. So end rant. It's just been a long week, you guys. My brain is on overload. I think that's part of the reason I'm not looking forward to parent-teacher conferences. It's always kind of a weird week because we don't have school on Fridays because everybody had to stay late during the week for conferences, which is nice, that we get that extra time off, but staying late of an evening is never my favorite thing. I mean, I'd rather be with my family. I'm sure you would rather too. And also, it's always just such a hassle trying to accommodate everybody's schedules because, of course, everybody has conferences the same week. And so if you have more than one kid, you're stuck rushing around, crazy trying to make it to all the different places that you need to be as someone's parent. You got parents who have kids in elementary and middle school and high school, and everybody's conferences are all the same week. And so you've got to make it to 16 different places, usually with just 2 evenings of that week, because of course, most parents work during the day. So coming to an afternoon or daytime conference is not an option for lots of parents. So, yeah, just not my favorite thing. And it just kind of throws the whole rest of the week out of whack. And so, yeah, just not my favorite thing. So, okay, the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, and I think I'm going to do that while I'm working on H, because that'll be a nice big section. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was some diamond painting events that I'm going to be, I don't know what you call it, hosting, sponsoring, whatever. Hosting, I guess, is the word that I'm going to use. So I've been contemplating for a while doing some events. And my initial thought had been to do like a fundraiser type of event. And so I was trying to come up with some charities that would be near and dear to my heart. And so I started kind of brainstorming, what could I do? How does it all work? And my initial thought was that I was going to do just one event and I would hit both charities at once. And so that was my initial thought. And then I got to thinking, okay, well, how am I going to do this? When am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? And, just kind of all the things that go into kind of making an event. Is it going to be a true event? Am I going to have prizes? Am I going to try and get people to, provide prizes? All that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of work, you guys. So, kudos to everybody who does those kind of events. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I just kind of finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna jump in because that's what I always do, right? I'm just gonna jump in. Here's how I think it'll work. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, then I learned something, right? So my initial thought had been to have an event called Diamond Painting for Pets and Vets, because the two charities that I wanted to help were for pets. My daughter volunteered for a while at our local humane society, and that's kind of an issue that's near and dear to my heart. And I love animals. Some animals I love from a distance, but I love animals. And we've gotten our last few pets from the pound, and although that seems like such a why, where did that come from? The pound. I'd have to look that up. But anyway, and veterans is a big thing for me because both of my, both. My dad was in the service. Both of my grandfathers were in the service. One of my grandfathers is actually injured in World War II. He was overseas in Germany. And so, yeah, that's just kind of I have lots of relatives who were in the service, and that is kind of another issue that is near and dear to my heart. I think that we do them a huge disservice when they come back. And yeah, just a I wanted it to be a focus. And so then I started thinking about, well, how am I going to go about doing this, and how do you collect donations, et cetera, et cetera. And it just was going to turn into this big, huge thing. And I didn't want to make it quite that complicated. So then I started thinking about, well, is there a different way that I could do this? Is there a better way that I could do this? And I finally decided I was trying to do too much. I was trying to put too many things into one event. And so I finally just made the decision to split it into two. So I am going to be doing a DP for Pets event in June of this year. It's going to run the month of June, and I'm not going to be asking for donations or anything. What I'm going to do for that portion of it is I am simply going to make a donation of my own to my local humane society. And I would just ask that you would do the same. That's it. I'm not going to try and mess with, collecting money from people. If people want to donate, I would much rather that you donate locally to where you live and let your dollars, do good where you are. Because it makes no difference to me whether it's, money that gets donated to a shelter here or a shelter there. It's all good, right? It's all going to help pets and the people who care for them. So that's all that matters to me. So there's not going to be any kind of official donating or anything. If you want to do that and then share it, awesome, that's great. But I'm not going to be collecting money from anybody or doing any of that sort of thing. So it is going to be an actual event. I will be hosting it, just me, myself, and I. And as I said, the Pets DP for Pets will run from June 1st through June 30th. I will have an entry form as we get closer to the date with information for you to fill out. What I'm asking is that it is a new start and that it have something to do with animals. That's it. It can be, preferably an animal that could be a pet, but let's face it, people have all kinds of weird pets. So as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much, you could pretty much pick anything and I would be like, okay, works for me. I am going to do some prizes. I don't have those all ironed out yet. It will be open to everyone. So if you are an international folk, where did this random blue one come from? Did it just lay on there all that time and I never noticed? Okay. Anyway, if you are an international folk, you are welcome to participate. I'm going to have a drawing at the end for the prize. At this point, I'm only planning on basically just having one winner for the event. I'm not going to be giving out, multiple prizes on a daily basis or whatever. And I know that there will be other events going on for that month. So if you pick a canvas that you want to do double duty for this event and another one, does not bother me a bit. Feel free. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So in June, I will be doing the DP for Pets event. And I don't know yet myself what canvas I'm going to be doing. So I will have to figure that out. I have a couple of ideas, a couple that are in my stash that I could use, or I may just get something new. Who knows? Between now and June 1st, that's quite a ways away. So, that, who knows? So I will put some information on the screen that kind of gives you a little details if you want to do a save the date kind of thing. And yeah, I will be using the hashtag DP4Pets. That's DPFOR Pets, PETS 2022. And I will be putting that on my Instagram. So when we get to the event, that will be the hashtag to use. And that's going to be my first event. Now, never having run an event before, don't know how this is going to go, but those are my plans. So if you would like to participate, again, just mark it down in your calendar. And as it gets closer to time, I will start posting more details as I get things ready. Because like I said, this is just going to be me, myself, and I doing it. So I do have plans, but I don't have everything kind of set in stone yet. But I wanted to at least share it with you guys so that you knew it was coming up. And then, because I'm apparently a glutton for punishment, in addition to doing the DP for Pets event, I'm going to be doing a second event. And I do intend for these to be kind of annual events, so repeat events next year as well. So, if you can't participate this year, hopefully you can participate next year. I'm still trying to work out details, and so as I'm talking to you guys about this stuff, I'm trying to think ahead and be like, oh, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Because I still don't have, like I said, all of the details worked out. But so that's the basic ones. Again, the DP for Pets is going to be June 1st to 30th. Something to do with pets or animals. I would like it to be a new start. I will have a gift. For winners, it is open to international folks. International folks, the prize will likely be a gift card to a diamond painting company, simply because shipping is nutso right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to. I mean, I'd like to say that by June it will be better, but I hate to do that and jinx myself, and then it's even worse. So, but it will be open to international folks. So, the second event will be for my other charity, and that is that in November, I want to have the DP for vets. And that vets refers to veterans. That's one of the reasons that I decided to split it up, because I meant veterans, and I was afraid if I did the DP for vets and pets that people would think that referred to veterinarians, and that is not at all what I meant. So the DP for pets will be in June, as I said. The DP for vets will be in November, and it will run the month of November. So it will start on November 1st. And again, I know there are other events going on. If you want to find a canvas that somehow does double duty, again, feel free. I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, but this is what I wanted to do, and this is what made sense to me. So, DP for FOR Vets, VETS. Same thing, DP for Vets 2022. Again, same thing, open to international people. Prize for you international people will likely be a gift card, but you will be able to be included in the prize drawing. And of course, the theme is Veterans, Military Remembrance, Veterans Day. So, and I will put my little kind of teaser poster on the screen so that you guys can see that. It was kind of interesting making the poster. Here in the US, we call it Veterans Day. Almost everywhere else, it's referred to as Remembrance Day. And here in the US, it's a lot of flags and stars and things like that. And I put dog tags on the image. And my husband said, "What are those?" And I said, "They're dog tags." And then I suddenly said, "Well, wait a minute. I assumed that dog tags were ubiquitous and that all military in all countries use them. And then I suddenly thought, okay, well, it just never occurred to me that they would do anything different. I mean, I'm like, okay, that's how, a way, morbidly, a way to identify people. But it just never occurred to me that other people would do it differently. So we went out and did kind of a Google search, and most countries do use them, but they're not all the same shape. I kind of fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole there because, like I said, it just never, you know, things you never think about. It just never had occurred to me that they would be different anywhere else. So, just like I didn't know really before meeting my husband that uh, it was called Remembrance Day. I mean, growing up in the US, I always heard it referred to as Veterans Day. And did not know that in most places the poppy is the symbol that is used until after kind of meeting my husband and traveling around, and because that's just not what they call it around here. I'm not really sure why it's different here, but it is. So, I mean, I would have thought people would have understood what Remembrance Day was, but I don't know. Maybe somebody liked the sound of Veterans Day better. I didn't really research why. I just thought it was interesting when he came in and he's like, "What are those?" I was like, "What do you mean, what are those? You don't know what dog tags are?" So, also, why do they call them dog tags? Is it because they look literally like dog tags? Like how the tags you put on your pet? Or maybe they serve the same purpose and that's why they were called that, because that's how if your dog gets lost, that's how you identify it. I don't know. Things I should look into, right? So, this event will be hashtag DP for Vets 2022. And I will be posting something on my Facebook page and group, probably some kind of pin post or something to kind of put it up there with the information so that you guys again can just kind of mark your calendar, save the date, whatever, for when it comes around. And again, I know that other events will be going on in June and November. So it would be awesome if you would participate in this one, but I certainly understand if you have another event that you would rather do, because I know hobby time is precious and I never seem to have enough time to get all the things done that I want to get done. And I'm just trying to think. I do have I have a couple of canvases that I could pick from for the pets event that are already in my stash. I don't, however, think I had anything in my stash that would have worked for Remembrance Day. So I did purchase one that I hope to use. It hasn't arrived yet, but when it does get here, that will likely be the one that I do for this event. And I'm not putting any restrictions on size or anything like that. For me, these events are about having fun and, being part of the community. I mean, yes, I'm going to be giving away prizes, but to me, at least, that's not the end all be all of the event. I considered doing an event without prizes, but I like giving stuff away, frankly. So I thought, I'll just do it. And I considered, contacting people and asking people if they wanted to donate and things like that. And I just thought, I am lucky enough to be in a position where I don't really need to do that. So Plus, it seems kind of scary to contact someone and just be like, hey, do you want to give me free stuff? That's just not, not generally how I approach things. So, yeah, that's a bit intimidating to me personally to do something like that. Other people, I'm sure, would just not give it a second thought. But so I just decided, just especially for the first year, I'll just kind of make it easier on myself and do it this way. Maybe next year, if it goes well, then I will feel okay kind of approaching people and being like, hey, would you like to, donate some prizes for this event? And, maybe my YouTube channel will be in a different place by this time next year. Who knows? So it is still growing. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, because that's awesome. This drill has a hole in it. So let me pick that out of there. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, was my little event announcement, because I'm excited. I have no idea how many people are going to participate. It could just be me. Could just be me, my little whip and chats, working on my little pets or vets DP, and that would be perfectly fine. But I hope other people will join me. Does this one have a hole in it too? How did I miss all these drills that have holes? I'm busy talking and not paying attention. Okay. Wow, I got most of that section done. I'm pretty proud of myself. This is a canvas I haven't really touched. I've been so busy working on my storage in the last week that I haven't really been doing a whole lot of diamond painting, which is bad because I really should be, because I need to get some things done. Like I said, I need to get my hours in, and I don't know if I'm going to meet that goal this year, so we'll see. All right, let me do the S's. There's not very many of those. There's only 2, is there? Okay, let me do those 2. I kind of want to finish up this section. I'm not going to do the 7s, but I'll do the C's and that E that I missed. Did I miss it, or did I? I don't know if maybe I missed it last time. I don't remember getting out E's this time. But, guys, I'm old. My memory's so terrible. It happened 5 minutes ago, I've probably forgotten it. So yeah. I hope you guys will do the event with me, because that would be awesome. And where's my number 6? Because I've got one little lonely 6 in there. Okay. I'm going to call that good. I've got the 7s up here, but I will hit those in the next time I work on this. Oh, I missed a 5 down here, but this row is kind of wonky anyway, so I'll just hit all of that when I do the 7s and get it all picked up. So there we go. So hopefully, guys, again, you will join me for the events in June and November. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see what I managed to finish. So yeah, you've got my little river winding here. Got some hills done. It's looking good. So I'm going to call that good for this whip and chat, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me while I ramble on. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Save the dates for the 2 events. And that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to do all the things before you leave. Give it a thumbs up, Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.